My biggest fear when it comes to climate change is that ocean acidification will get to the point of no return, and marine life will no longer be able to survive.
The high loss of marine biodiversity, from seagrass to whales.
My biggest fear when it comes to climate change is rising sea levels.
The Arctic is likely to become ice-free, and with that, we will continue to experience more extreme weather conditions that are connected to loss of polar ice, and this can lead to crop failure and food security issues in regions that heavily rely on rain-fed agriculture.
My biggest fear when it comes to climate change is losing the beautiful islands where my ancestors lived for centuries, and at the same time losing our customs, our language, and our traditions.
My biggest fear is that we are going to leave the most vulnerable in our society behind.
What's going to happen with those 200 million projected climate refugees by 2050? With limited natural resources, including fresh water and mass migration across borders, will climate be a reason for armed conflict in the 21st century?
I want world leaders to recognize that we are currently going through a climate emergency, threatening ourselves and our oceans.
I demand world leaders to strengthen their Paris Agreement targets and reinforce climate commitments.
We must call on policymakers to call for complete global decarbonization and to preserve 30% of both land and water by 2030.
And ensure that governments are taking action on a local level to prevent trash and other waste from entering the waterways, and as a result, addressing ocean pollution and addressing climate change.
Our world leaders have no choice. They must bring in laws and policies that are going to protect our ocean and thus protect us.
Although some policies may seem unpopular at first, they are necessary and should be undertaken to give us a chance of surviving as humans and as part of nature as a whole.
Not only must we preserve the nature that's left, but we must restore and reintroduce this habitat.
If world leaders include indigenous people in the dialogue about climate change, we would be able to find better solutions for those in need.
Applying nature-based solutions is the only way that we can reform humanity's relationship with nature and sustainably balance human, economic, ocean, and climate health.
If only world leaders take action on conservation of coastal and marine habitats and biodiversity, we shall be preserving the health and resilience of marine ecosystem with balanced protection and production to achieve prosperity as we strive towards attaining favorable climatic conditions for the human and nature.
If world leaders act upon this, we secure a livable planet for generations to come.
I want world leaders to stop talking about it. Act and react.
By doing this, we can stop damaging and killing our planet and start to care for it as much as it cares for us.
Wow, such wisdom and brilliant words. What do you think, Richard?
Well, it's so powerful, Danni, and the youth really know it's time now, time to act, because it's their future at stake and we can't let them down.
Definitely. So after today, what are the three main things that you'd like everyone watching to remember?
Wow, I'm totally energized and full of ideas, so I cannot sum it down. But if I just pick three immediate takeaways, I'd say the first one is that we hear business is now calling for a level playing field with nature, and they support giving the ocean rights, which is truly a potential game changer for all of us. And secondly, the commitments we heard from mayors across Europe and specific projects such as growing the seagrass, which we see in other parts of the world as well. That's really, really positive. And thirdly, hearing from the president and the power of everyone joining us here today, bringing in different perspectives, that is something that tells me we can do miracles together. So I'm really positive. I have a bunch more, but I won't take the time to tell them now. But because we are at the end of the summit, unfortunately, and we are at the same time at the start of the beginning, and our next Ocean Race Summit is coming up soon. It's going to be in Auckland, New Zealand in the beginning of October. So just on behalf of my colleague Johan Salén, everyone at the Ocean Race, many thanks to all of you. Thanks to the President, the Commissioner, all the speakers and facilitators, and host cities, teams, everyone taking part, and the summit team led by Johan and Lucy are all world class. And in particular, I want to highlight, our partners and Wendy Schmidt and 11th Hour Racing. You are showing the way continuously. Thank you for that. And thanks very much to you, Danni, our outstanding host. And as we all leave now, I want you to remember to stay positive, because the future is bright. There is the solutions for it. But now it's really time to act.
Well, as the winds pick up here in California, we know that it's certainly time to act. We have no more time to waste. If we want to transform our ability to protect the ocean, acknowledging fundamental ocean rights is an effective place to begin. Our lives and livelihoods are inextricably linked to the health of the ocean. Through nature's rights and ocean governance, we can move beyond viewing nature as merely just a resource to be exploited, but instead see it as an integral part of our existence that deserves to be honored and conserved. Through community and connection, every single one of us can contribute to the vision and help lead us toward a future where humanity finds a way to heal our relationship with nature through regeneration and restoration. I'd like to extend gratitude to all of our speakers who contributed their expertise and knowledge today. We are truly thankful for their leadership. We also greatly appreciate every single person who tuned in virtually. Thank you for all that you're doing within your communities to take care of our ocean. It will take all of us to restore it back to health, because every action counts, no matter where you're from, your age, or status. It's not too late. There is so much left worth protecting. The ocean is beckoning us, you and I, to step up to the plate and be the real leaders that cultivate positive change for our blue planet. Let us continue to fuel a culture of ocean optimism, where we choose to drive forward nature-based solutions rooted in science, and encourage more people to dwell on the countless ways the ocean connects us all. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting today's summit. We hope you'll join us for networking after the close, but if not, we completely understand. We truly appreciate your sharing your day with us. Until next time we gather, be well, everyone.